Welcome to the review of Heroes of Might and Magic 2: The Succession Wars. Developed by New World Computing and distributed by 3DO. The game exists on multiple platforms including Mac OS as well as Windows. This is the review of the DOS version. The game was released in 1996. It includes a multiplayer option, where you can play in a hot seat, which means basically you switch seats with your friends, over a network which essentially is a LAN, dial up with a modem straight to a computer, or direct connect with such thing as a serial cable.
Choose your lord.
The game includes campaigns which you can play. I'm not going to cover too much of the campaigns, because it's massive and it would take too long. This screen shows you the paths you can take in order to finish the campaigns. And on the right side you'll notice you're also given a choice as to what you want to start with. The campaigns have great stories, but I generally don't play campaigns because the replay value is quite low. So what we're going to do is start a new game, which is going to be a standard game. You're presented with this dialogue, which allows you to choose the scenario to play. Essentially, that's choosing the map and how you win based on either killing the enemies, finding some magical item, or taking over all buildings. You'll notice at the top there's a size to each map: small, medium, large, and extra large. We're just going to go with Broken Alliance, which is the default. And then you can also set the game difficulty. Your opponents can be either humans or computers. Since we're only going to be playing the computer and not reviewing the network capabilities, I'm just going to choose some of the different races below. You can either have them set as random or you can specifically choose them. I'm going to choose Necromancer to play as. You'll notice it's underneath that blue human. The game has nice graphics and a lot of color. The basic layout of the game is represented by icons. Your hero and army is represented by a horse, and it shows your flag, which is the color you are. And as you see, I just picked up some gold, which is represented in the bottom right corner of the screen. You simply click where you want to go and click again. The green arrows show the path that you will take to reach your destination. Here we visited an idol, which increased our luck. If the arrows are brown, it means you don't have enough movement points this turn to move that far. Another way to move around the map is the mini-map on the upper right corner of the screen. You can drag the mouse around, and as long as you've visited that part of the map, you can see. You can also travel around by ship. Of course, this is only on maps that have water. You can view details on your hero by clicking on the portrait on the right side of the screen. There's quite a bit of detail on this screen. It shows the attack skill, defense skill, spell power, and knowledge. The hero's abilities are actually added to the army. So if your attack skill is 5 and you have a unit which has an attack skill of 3 by default, its total attack skill will be 8. The higher the numbers, the better. Since this is a strategy role-playing type game, heroes can be leveled up based on experience points. In this example, I'm viewing skeletons. The left side of the attack skill shows the skeleton's default attack, and what's in parentheses is what you really attack with based on bonuses your hero has. Also shows defense, damage, hit points, etc. There's also an area to show the skills you have. You only have so many slots, so you have to choose your skills wisely. There's also a spell book, which some heroes have by default, some don't. It depends on if they're casters. Here we're given the spell of haste with this hero by default. You can also dismiss a hero if you don't want to use them anymore, but I'm not going to show that option because we're going to play the game. Hovering over your castle and clicking allows you to go in and view your buildings. By clicking on the main castle, you can see all the available type buildings here. There are 6 different types of resources: wood, sulfur, crystal, mercury, ore, and gems. And of course there's gold. Different buildings and different creatures require different resources. Like for example, here's a graveyard. It shows the amount of gold we need. And a pyramid, the amount of gold and ore. Some buildings are not monster or creature type buildings, such as the shipyard. You build that and it allows you to build a ship. Then there's other buildings like a thieves guild. This allows you to get details on the opponents you're playing. It first starts off showing you minimal details. As you get more of these thief guilds by capturing towns, you get more and more details. There's 4 levels, and essentially the 4th level shows you the best monsters that your opponents have. The Mage Guild allows your hero to obtain higher level spells. There's up to 5 levels. Here's the first level spells we obtain. Eventually, as you level up your Mage Guild and upgrade it, you can begin getting level 2, level 3, etc. You need the Wisdom skill in order to cast level 3 and above spells. There's also a tavern that gives you horrible rumors, such as this one, yada 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 blah blah blah. The truth is out there. Wow, thanks, that really helps. The dark side is stronger. Ah, whatever. Here's a marketplace where you can trade some resources. These are critical to the game because some maps are scarce with certain resources and have abundance of others. It allows you to trade quantities. Here we're changing ore for gold. As you become more powerful, you'll be able to create more powerful buildings, and this in turn allows you to get more powerful creatures. Bone dragons, for example, are the highest level necromancer creature. Each race has its own types of buildings and creatures that they can get. Here's a knight's town. You can also hire additional heroes from your castle. You can also dismiss creatures as an option when there's not enough slots either in your castle or your army. That's a rather handy feature. Resources are scattered across the map, such as that wood that I just picked up. Because the game allows multiple heroes, you can roam the map and collect resources with multiples at the same time. This allows you to get them before the enemy gets them. There's also treasure chests scattered throughout the maps, which gives you either gold or experience, and you can choose. Here we gained experience, which pushed us over a level. We increased our spell power, and we can either choose between the ballistics or the logistics. Eventually, as your skills get more powerful, they'll become advanced, and then finally expert. There's also special buildings such as this witch hut, which allow you to get new skills. Or you can find some that increase other abilities. In rare cases, if you kill very powerful monsters, you may level up twice. Some resources disappear from the screen when you collect them, and others are either reoccurring or you can only obtain them once. In this case, we learn a 2nd level spell. If we go to our spell book and cast an adventure spells, here it shows us view artifacts. We haven't viewed enough of the map to see where those are actually at. It still gives the general position.